Hey, Shalom Israel. First off, I would like to say, Call Halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me. Also would like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Akim that's pushing his word in all sincerity and faith throughout the four corners of the earth. For the few sisters that watch and sincerely believe, Shalom to you as well. Back with another lesson, just going into the importance of completing your course, finishing your faith, finishing your walk of faith, rather. Because everybody has a different course, but we all have the same end goal in mind. So whenever you put your hand to the plow, you have to have the mindset to complete your course. The scripture says, he that endureth into the end, the same shall be saved. You know, we got our apostles and elders as great examples. They've been in the truth over 30, some over 20 odd years, and they continue to show great examples of persistence and diligence by going out on the highways and byways and sticking to the faithful doctrine, because they understand that they have to push into the end to receive salvation, to be crowned as the Most High's elect. So if you come into this faith, and that's really an everyday examination, you always have to meditate on the things that you're doing, setting yourself up to last in this marathon, to complete your course in this faith. So without further ado, I'm going to just hit a scripture. This is St. Luke 14:28. It says, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and count up the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. So any enterprise, any goal that you're contemplating, you have to weigh out the pros, the cons. You have to count the cost to really determine if you have what it takes to accomplish that goal, to complete that enterprise, whatever it be, and how much more so in this faith. And the scriptures tells you in, I believe, St. Luke 9:63, he that put his hand to the plow and looketh back is not fit for the kingdom of the Most High. So if you put your hand to the plow, meaning the Lord give you the ability to understand this truth, and furthermore, the ability to preach and prophesy, you put your hand to this plow, you have to finish your course. And you got to pray that the Lord keeps the spirit on you to finish your course, to do things that it's going to take, that your sacrifice be made acceptable to where you will receive mercy from the Most High. Verse 29, it says, lest happily after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him. So people that witness you starting any venture or enterprise, if you don't finish, people will mock you. They're going to label you as a fool, a quitter, because you didn't have the drive, the persistence, the perseverance to complete whatever it was that you started. It says, saying this man began to build and was not able to finish. So no one wants to fall in that lot, putting your hand to something and not able to complete your course, your enterprise. You want to finish, you want to accomplish goals. And how much more the ultimate goal of being one of the Most High's elect, that's going to be reserved out of the greatest destruction written about in the history of so-called mankind. I'm going to go to another scripture. This is Ecclesiastes 9:10. It says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. So whatever you've been given to do, you got to do it with all your might, with all your so-called God-given strength, with all the strength that the Most High gives you. And whatever capacity and measurement within the spirit that you've been given, you have to gas out. All gas, no brakes in that role. It says, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. So we understand that there's no such thing as death, really. We're just trying to get those bodies that are going to be ultimately changed. We're trying to come into immortality. So in order to do that, there are requirements. We have to finish our course in this faith. We've been given a big task as ministers or stewards of the gospel. So we have to do it with all diligence, with the ultimate goal in mind, to finish, to complete your course. I'm gonna get another scripture. Bear with me, Akim. I'm gonna go to 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter, and I'm gonna gonna start down around 20. I'll start at 24. 1 Corinthians 9:24, it says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. So you got to know what you're fighting for. You have to know what race you're in and why you're in the race in the first place. You're not just running the race just to be doing something, just to pass time away, just to say that you were participated. We're not looking for constellation prizes, man. You run that you may receive a prize. The prize is salvation. The prize is an incorruptible body. The prize is the kingdom of heaven, where all manner of righteousness is going to dwell on the earth forever. That's why we're running. That's why we're running. So every man within his capacity in the faith, in the spirit, you have to examine what the hell you're doing. It says, so run that ye may obtain. So the ultimate goal is to obtain that prize. We're running to obtain. It says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. So if you're striving to master this faith, trying to go from glory to glory to work out your salvation with all manner of diligence, you're going to be temperate in all things. It says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. So you got a lot of false teachers out there. You got a lot of Israelites. They're doing what they're doing to receive praise of men, to please men, to receive a corruptible crown. They want honor and esteem and clout on this side. But the true men, they're in the mindset, we're fighting for an incorruptible crown. It says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beateth the air. So whatever course, whatever capacity in your course of faith that you've been given to run, you have to run with certainty. You have to run with confidence, with faith. That's what confidence means, with faith. You have to run with the mindset that the Lord is going to ultimately take you through all of the different adversities and the different tests that's put before you in order for you to be able to complete your course and finish. You know, because Jacob, sometimes just because of the hell and the things and the weight of this world, they'll just beat themselves down, man, which we are supposed to have humility. And the Lord wants us to constantly come before him and make supplication to receive mercy and salvation. But you have to walk in a certain manner of confidence also. If you're doing what you're supposed to do to the best of your ability with all thy might and whatever measurement you've been given, you got a shot to make it, man. So that's going to give you a certain drive to push with a purpose. You're moving with the purpose. You're not moving unintentional. The Lord's elect, rather, we're moving intentional. That's why the spirit of Apostle Tahar is so heavy, man, because all of the different moves in the spirit, they're intentional moves. When a lot of guys may not understand certain decisions that he made, certain orders, but how things is playing out, man, it's beautiful. Everyone's looking like a damn fool, and all these prophecies coming to pass. And there's really been one group that have just stayed on cue, just stuck to their square on the correct doctrine. More so emphasizing the prophecies and all of the things that the apostles were saying years ago is really coming into manifestation in its perfection. So it's beautiful, man, because, you know, starting with Apostle Tahar, all the other apostles, the elders, they're moving intentional. They're moving with purpose through the spirit, man. And that's the way we have to be, man. They're trying to win. They're trying to be saved. They're trying to complete their course. And every man in his prospective course has to have that mindset. You have to run with a purpose. I know this guy, I think T.D. Jakes, he used to have these little books called Purpose Driven Life. But a lot of times Jake don't have no purpose in life. And that's why they don't have a spirit to really go get and really make a lot of things, even within this world, less complicated for themselves, man. Jake always, a lot of times, just put themselves in complicated positions just for lack of vision and purpose. Of course, we're in Great Babylon. Of course, we understand Great Babylon's going to be destroyed. But we've been given understanding of this truth to walk intentionally, to walk with purpose, because we know the outcome. This is I'll get another one. This is 2 Timothy 4:5. It says, "But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions." And the scriptures also tells you in Ephesians 5:15, it says, "Be ye circumspect." And circumspect means to look around. You got to pay attention to what's going on. You have to measure the time diligently. You have to watch for the prophecies and the signs and the tokens that the Most High is setting up to show that it's closer to the time of his son to return. And just set things right side up in this perverse society. It says, "But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry." So you have to make full proof of your ministry. In order to do that, you have to have purpose. You have to understand, ultimately, it's about completing your course, making full proof of your ministry, doing everything that you got to do until Yahweh Shah sets everything aright, because he's the finisher of our faith. Ultimately, it says, "For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand." So we got the testimony of Yahweh Shah, because the spirit of prophecy, that's the testimony of Yahweh Shah. We're martyrs, really, because we're faithful witnesses, man, willing to die for the testimony, for the things that we see in the spirit that the rest of this world can't see. We're willing to stand on that testimony, to testify and proclaim the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. You know, this is our reasonable sacrifice. It says, "I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith." So it's all about fighting a good fight. The scripture says contend for the faith. Another word for contend is to fight. You have to fight a good fight. You have to persevere through adversities. An old coach told me that perseverance, it doesn't start until something gets difficult. So we have to be prepared to fight. And more so, the main thing that you're going to fight a lot of time is this flesh. Paul talked about that in Romans the 7th chapter, that continual battle between the spirit and the flesh. It says, "I've fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith." So that's the goal at the end of the day, to finish your course, to keep the faith. That's why the scripture says in Revelation 1:3, "Blessed is he that readeth and keepeth those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." So you have to keep the things that you've been taught, you know, at the foot of the apostles and the elders, all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. You just have to hold fast to those things to complete your course, to keep the faith, so that hopefully, Lord willing, if we're those men, we're going to be delivered. So this is all just exhortation for brothers. You know, just we all have to examine our spirits from time to time, just to make sure that we're offering the right sacrifice, and the things that we're doing in our lives, are we putting ourselves in the best position to finish our faith, to complete our course, rather. So with all being said, hopefully this made sense and edified. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim, Rakaf Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, peace and blessings to the elect.